I'm Marshall Sparkman with Summit Funding. I wanted to talk to you real quick the differences between using a big bank lender and a smaller or a local mortgage lender. So I am a licensed mortgage loan officer. I think that's the biggest difference is if you go to a big bank, typically the loan officers there they may have been a teller and now they moved them into the loan officer position and they're basically just order takers. So what happens is when you start out in the mortgage business, everyone has to start out on the bottom, so to speak. So you start out as a teller and then you move up and you take some loan applications, and what the loan officers do in that scenario, or even one of the online lenders, they're just going to take your information, they're going to pass it along to a mortgage loan processor who may or may not be in their office. They could be in another state, and at that point you just become another number. So with me, I'm actually licensed, and I've got a team that surrounds me, and my clients are my friends, they're my companions, we do life together. I'm going to run into you at the grocery store. It's a totally different scenario. So what people ask is the common misconception is that the bigger banks may have better interest rates. Well, if you think about it, the bigger banks have a ton of overhead. We're all borrowing our money from the same place, from the federal government. So at the end of the day, my rates are typically better than what you'll find in the big banks, just because of the amount of overhead. I mean, look at the biggest buildings in every city you go to. They're all big box banks. So they've got to pay for that somewhere. And the biggest income producer for most companies is their mortgage loans. So for me, I've developed a team. I've established a spotless, foolproof process to get your mortgage from the beginning stages of your loan application, or helping you get your credit prepared and where it needs to be, all the way through closing your mortgage loan. I've got a team that holds your hand, and we help you and we love on you every step of the way. You can always catch one of my team members on the phone. It's not like you're going to call in and we're going to ask you what's your loan number or what's your social security number. You're not a number, you're a name, and you're a family to us. So I think that's the biggest difference. So you get the personalized touch, the unbelievable amount of client care, so to speak, from myself and my team, and to be able to have that personal touch on you. And you're going to come in and meet with me face to face, and we're going to sit and talk. And then my interest rates are typically, my fees and interest rates are better than what you're going to find with a bigger, larger bank. So I think that's the biggest difference between the bigger banks and the smaller local person is the level of customer service and the interest rates. So that's my thoughts. I'm Marshall Sparkman with Summit Funding, and I'd love to be able to help you with your next purchase transaction.